Your plan leko pe. Owo.
All right, so this is going to be in Yoruba. I'll have to translate, but let me play it first and I'll translate, okay? Let's do that. My buddy, my friend Osage sent this to me yesterday, and I've seen it gone viral since then, so I thought we should talk about it.
So ọkọ àti ìyàwó your plan leko pe. Owo students tí ẹ fi sanwó léwe ìyàwó ni students, ọkọ ni dependent.
All right, so I'm going to have to just translate so I don't waste everybody's time, okay? She said, so you and your husband planned in Lagos before you Japa from Lagos, before you left Lagos, that, okay, this money, we're going to send the woman to school and we're going to, I will work. That's what she's talking about. I'll do the work and then, so that's what she's talking about. Let's continue here.
About the ìyàwó máa ṣe 20 hours. Full time.
She said when we get to the overseas, that means London, America, Canada, the wife will work 20 hours, husband will work full time, and then they will kind of like work things and she'll go to school, right? And then usually also they have debt, they've collected debt, they've borrowed money to travel overseas, right? You can see the caption here says, wife refused to work 20 hours and put all the bills on hubby. When he refused, etc., she reports him to immigration. Let me align my sound effects here already, okay?
Stop the cap.
Tell us the rest of the story. Where's the rest of the story? Okay, she's going to tell us. Wait. Let me just chill, okay? So they borrowed money, the Mataboy, and they'll be paying that money. So now you got here to the overseas, to the Yankee, the Western world. So when they get here, the wife now says, nope, I don't want to work, including money that she will use to do our hair and all these other things, like our own upkeep, right? Makeup, all that kind of stuff. She refuses to work. Is this husband? Is this smart? Do you want to kill him? That's what she's asking. Do you want to buy him? It's just this husband. He must pay for everything. Let's continue. Do you want to put a knife on his and tumbu and why are you doing this man like this? What's waiting happen now? This is the father of your kids now, right? I'm trying to do my face like hers. Let me put her side by side with me so you can see my face too at the same time. You've seen enough of her face. I'll just do interpretation now, okay? I could have been a good interpretation in the churches back in those days. So. Anyway, let's continue right now.
Raquel Morenike Lorukotimi, mental health specialist. Mimi.
She's a mental health specialist. She's a Raquel Morenike. Auntie Raquel, Auntie Morenike, we're gonna call her. You know, she put this video out there on TikTok, so I'm sure she wants the attention. I'm not sure what her TikTok page. I would have loved to see the TikTok page. Oh, there you go. She has a page here on Instagram. Oh, it's down. Oh, maybe it's just only on TikTok. Let me see. So she probably does stuff like this all the time. Who knows? Because there's many of them out there right now. In fact, this is one of them right now. See this one? This one say a man cannot protect what a man cannot protect. What did she say? A man can't protect what he has no authority over. This is a stupid talking point always, okay? This is a waste of your energy. Don't listen to this type of gibberish. It's nonsense. All right, so Auntie has a page, 43,000 followers. Let's see the captions. Okay, let's see the captions. It's always good to know where people are coming from. I'm just seeing it for the first time. As a matter of fact, I'm going to follow Auntie. Where's the follow link? Oh, where do you find the follow link? I'm looking. Let's see. Where's the follow link? There's got to be a follow link somewhere. Let me play this. Oh, there you go. All right, so this is Auntie's page right here. Okay, let's look at the caption before we continue this story. This might be why you are not getting that care job. Listen to this. Okay, good one. This is the one we're listening to right now, and this one says most African husbands have a mental health issue called delusional disorder. Please get help. What is that one? The importance of having a credit card. So she talks about an array of different things. Okay, so I won't prejudge her. Okay, so thank God for that already. What I did when my daughter came home crying that she wants to change school. Okay, good. So now I can give her some grace and continue the story. Let's continue. Let's see.
Mental health issues such as depression and
so she talks about things that affect people with mental health issues such as depression,
anxiety, stress, they cause physical health issue like
mental health issues that can cause physical stress. Okay, that's what she talks about.
High blood pressure, hypertension. When the signs they might look out for in children and adults presenting with traits of autism or ADHD, and the strategies to support them with.
Nice.
Coming back to today's story. So, Uncle Ilo Peli, Tonsun Ekunlori phone.
So some uncle called her and started crying on the phone. The wife went and reported. So I missed that in the beginning. The wife went and reported her to Ilenla. That's a Homeland Security here. It's called, what do you call it in UK? Something like that. Something home too, right? But basically people that worry about immigration and stuff like that, right? So she went and reported that they no longer live together anymore.
To the point where
to the point that the Homeland Security or whatever they call it in UK have written him a letter that he should leave, something like that, I think. That on a certain day he has to go back home. Remember, according to her story in the beginning, they borrowed money. They came to London from Nigeria for greener pastures, and the plan was you work part-time, home office in the UK. Thank you, home office. You work part-time and I work full-time, and then we pay for your school so that you can get better, and then we'll do back and we will lift ourselves out of poverty. We'll pay back our debt back home, right? But now something happened. We don't know yet because I'm listening to it fully for the first time. I only listen to maybe when I see videos like this, I listen to 10 seconds. Like, oh, they'll be interesting. Thank you, Osage. And and then I put it in the safe. So I'm listening to the whole thing right now for the first time, right? So she went and reported him to the Home Office that they no longer live together, and now he's received a letter and they're advising him that you have to leave our country on a certain day. They do that here as well. Well, they can ask you to leave is what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Otherwise,
she said otherwise we'll come and arrest you. And now she said, what happened? Why are we doing this? Have we forgotten that this world, right, is, I don't know, how do you say that in English, right? Basically, this world everybody is passing through. Like this world, you can't hug up onto this life. You have to be nice to people, essentially. You are acting like you are bigger than the world that you live in. That's what she's saying.
Uncle yi sọ fún mi pé ìgbéyàwó over 15 years.
This uncle said a marriage over 15 years.
UK.
They haven't used 1 year in the UK. And it's discombobulated.
Yes. Student visa. Men applicant student.
The man explained something that is the woman who has the student visa. So there's this student visa thing that people have been collecting in Nigeria to travel out overseas. You can bring family like a husband and stuff like that, right? And so she's the one who is the student who they gave the student visa to, right? So he came as a dependent to the student.
20 hours and one mama she share full time, of course. and àwọn jọ máa san ibi táwọn ti yáwó gbogbo pé àwọn ta lé wọ́n.
They sold houses, they sold everything. A lot of people have been doing that lately, right? They sold everything and they borrow money just to travel overseas, and now
ta mọ́tò wọ́n ta ilé iṣẹ́ gbọ́n
they sold cars, they sold businesses. I can't speak to this one too much, okay? I can't speak to it too much because people know what they're going through. I don't know what let's say. I don't know how to say that in English. I have it's very hard for me to give advices on this type of thing because I've never had to deal with this type of situation. And oftentimes we come off as, privileged if you give too much advice around this. And even myself, I don't like it when people give advice and say, don't ever, you should not marry for paper. Like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Leave people to figure that out on their own. I mean, the reality is that some people have done it successfully and some people have not done it successfully. And when you fail at doing this type of things, it's terrible. It's just bad. That's all I can say. But I can't claim that some people have not done it successfully. But I can't speak too much to it because I don't have the experience. And when anything comes down to survival, as long as you're not hurting another person, I just let you make that decision for your own. But anyway, that's what's going on right now. This woman has gone back to the home office, okay, who basically give them the papers to leave, the papers to work permit, student visa, and all that kind of stuff. And they've now asked the guy to leave town.
But gbogbo bí tó bá ti yá loan tó fi ṣe nǹkan tó máa ṣe, wọ́n á máa dáwó padà, ọkọ á dẹ̀ máa support ìyàwó. Wọ́n dẹ̀ débí, ìyàwó nírọ̀ o, èmi ò ṣiṣẹ́ o, tó bá.
So when they got to the UK, she said she doesn't want to work.
Ti lè ṣe bí ọkọ.
If you can't act like a husband,
màá dá ẹ padà s'Ékòó ni.
I will send you back to Lagos.
Màá ṣe kinní kan, ọkọ ẹ ní káwọn, of course mi ìgbọ́ side ti ìyàwó.
I love this auntie. At least she said, I did not hear the side of the wife's story. Right? I like when she said that, okay? Because the story already sounds terrible. It sounds crazy, okay? But I'm glad that she said that. That's a very, very important piece in what she's saying. Let's continue. She hasn't heard the other side of this story. Now, I the way I do my shows here, I don't necessarily have to hear the other side of the story, but I can acknowledge that I haven't heard the other side of the story. I can tell you what I think is happening off of the limited information that I have, right? That's going to be the case today too, okay? I already said stop the cap, right? Did I do that? I did that already, right? Yeah. Let's continue. I just need the rest of the story. We're getting the rest of the story. Relax. We're getting the rest of the story, okay?
She's a mediator in this case. Èmi máa mú àwọn stories yìí wá kẹ́ lè fi understand, kẹ́ lè fi ṣàtúnṣe, kẹ́ lè fi plan. Ìwọ tí wà tí àwọ̀ ẹ̀ bá ń bọ̀ ẹni. She said she brings the story so you can use it to plan and ṣàtúnṣe, basically just manage your life. Basically, she brings the story. Plan. Tó bá jẹ́ pé máa kọ sílẹ̀ máa ṣèwé pé okay o 10k lówó students ẹ fees ẹ o 5k tá san yìí bóyá ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ ló yá wa àbúrò ẹ ló yá ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ ló yá wa tèmi bá dé tí bá ti ríṣẹ́ máa san iye báyìí ìwọ náà máa san iye báyìí ìwọ náà. So she said, I'm saying this so you can plan ahead of time and write this down in the book somewhere, maybe some kind of contract where you say, well, this 10k we borrow from this person, this 200k we borrow from this person, you pay a certain amount, I pay a certain amount, right? So, right, like pre-plan this. Basically, that's what she's advising, that you should pre-plan this, right? And I can't fault her for saying that. But there's more to this story, and I'm going to talk about it in a second. Let's keep going. Any proper solid arrangement and agreement. She said have a proper solid arrangement so that when you get to overseas, to London, to United States, to America, to Canada, so you don't have to come and be doing shalaye with no evidence.
We go explain because no evidence.
I'm not sure how well that's gonna work, but let's continue.
To the point
she said to the point that the wife called the police on the guy. Okay, so how did we jump from, we've literally just jumped from home office situation. He received a letter and he's been asked to leave town, to the point where the wife is calling the cop They're calling the police on this man. Where's the rest of the story in between that? Auntie doesn't know because she hasn't heard the other story. That's just what the brother, the uncle, this is what the uncle told her, okay? But there's a jump there. There's a jump cut, and we didn't get that part of the story, right? Wait, from home office, you have to leave town. Now they call the police. There's something there, you know. Maybe she will tell us. Let's go.
Shocked. Ìyàwó mi ti change gan. Kí ló dé?
So the guy was just shocked. Like, maybe I'm a good guy. Shout out to Tyrese. My wife has changed. What happened? How did we get here overnight? Right?
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Nítorí pé a wá sí lóyìnbó tá mọ̀ pé ìlú obìnrin ní òde ní ká máa tẹ ojú.
So because we came to the Western world where we know the women control everything, does that mean you should be walking all over your husband anyhow?
Ọkùnrin mọ́lẹ̀ gàjùgàjù. Máa yìí ni bàbá àwọn ọmọ ẹni tí mo sọ wọ́n bímọ mẹ́rin.
This is the father of your child. 4 children.
Wọ́n ká ọmọ wọn lẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ pẹ̀lú grandma.
They left their children in Lagos with who? With grandma?
Ìyá bàbá ló ń tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ yìí.
The grandma, the guy's father, is taking care of the children.
Owó tó bá fi ránṣẹ́, àbúrò ìyàwó ló ń send owó tó máa fún grandma yẹn.
The money they send, they will send it to the younger sister of the wife. And that one is doing what?
And
then they will take out of the money and say, don't give some of the money to... They will take out the money and say, don't give some of the money to the mother-in-law on the other side. Like, so there's family, you know, family issues. What is all these jagbajantis? Is that English word, by the way? No, I don't think so. There's band here. That's a Yoruba word, jagbajantis.
Story any kg. Me a counselor. But my own
Auntie that judge dear. Auntie has been judging already. Just look at Auntie's facial expression. Right? She didn't say much, but that facial expression, she's kind of frustrated with that lady already, right? She did give an out. She did say, I haven't heard her own side of the story, so I'll give her that.
His mental health, mine is shaking.
She said the mental health of this man is shaking. Brotherlies, hey. You have women protecting you, sympathizing with you. You will still collect.
Sorry.
This woman can't help you. They can't. They can sympathize with you. Short term. Okay. This woman can sympathize with you because they are not in that woman's shoes, right? So they can sympathize with you because women generally, you know, they're nurturers. They can feel your pain for you even times 10,000 times. So they make you feel better short term. But the story, we haven't gotten the story from how did we jump from the home office to why did she call the police on him? There's two possible reasons why she called the police on him. The first possible reason, which is probably more likely according to her, I don't think that's what's more likely, but based on her facial expression, more likely she's just an evil person, so she called the police on her husband. Is that possible? Yes. But it's unlikely. It's unlikely. I said unlikely. I'm not determined. I don't know what happened. Okay? It's unlikely. The other side is that that marriage, that 15 years of marriage has been 15 years of what? Why the fuck you lying? I don't know. This is just based off of what I know about my small time here in life, okay? The idea that somebody called the police on you just because they want to be evil is highly unlikely. There's more to the story. Granted, she said she hasn't heard the other side of the story, but let's continue. You are a woman. Somebody is going to do your own papers too. What is wrong with you? What are you carrying? What is that like? Why are you prideful? Calm down. Okay, you are the one with the student visa. That's what she's saying. I'm interpreting her.
nítorí pé o dẹ̀ mọ́kùnrin wọlé wá ń tẹ ojú ẹ̀.
So because you brought a man to London, you're now stamping all over him. If you're an evil woman like that, you too, of course. I don't have. You have to tell you. I don't have to tell you now. The brothers will want me to tell you now.
Sorry, yo.
You will collect, but from what I know, there's more to the story. There's more from what I know about how human beings operate. There's more to that story.
Shaba jagu jagu. This will be the third person to ń pè mí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
This is the third person calling her of this type of evil woman who will bring their husbands overseas just to drag them. The husband they are in love with, the husband they love dearly, the husband who is taking care of them, the husband who sold everything to bring them to the overseas, who had a plan with them, right? The husband who is emotionally intelligent, socially intelligent, the husband who knows how to play his role as a husband, particularly at an emotional level. This is the third time she will hear a story like this. And these people will get, these good men will get dragged woto in these streets. Obìnrin. All right. Let's finish it. I haven't finished the story yet. Hold on.
Àwọn ọkùnrin ò kọ̀kín fún mi consent láti sọ̀rọ̀, but máa yí ni pé yes, you can go ahead.
Men generally don't give her the consent to tell, but this one man who is nameless gave her the consent to talk finally the story. Oh, by the way, if you haven't read me yet, I'm being sarcastic small, but we'll get to it. Okay. But men generally don't give her the consent. But this particular nameless guy, right? In fact, when she said, I am Raquel Murenike earlier, I thought she was giving the name of the man. Then I was like, she's giving a real story. But the person is still nameless. Let's see if she will give us name after the fact. Let's see.
Blackmail wọn.
You're blackmailing evil women. Blackmailing people all over the place.
Ṣé ẹ ti ṣe worst yín ṣe ti kọ̀wé sí home office.
So you've written the home office.
Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti kọ̀wé sí bros pé kí bros gbéra. Well, alátiṣe bọ̀dá náà máa ti ṣe àárẹ̀ torí pé.
You've asked your husband to leave town for you. Mashio. Mashio.
Ó já mi lára jẹ.
Mo ti ṣàlàyé fún wọn nǹkan tó máa ṣe. Wọn, mo ti sọ bó ṣe máa rìnrìn wọn fún àwọn èèyàn náà dẹ̀ ti fún wọn.
So she said she'd explain, Ojuloro Channel, she's explained to the guy how he's going to move about, maybe file a case, maybe he can, file a motion or something or ask for, So she's tried to help in that capacity.
Advice. But it's a mini pé ìwọ ìyàwó tó bá jẹ́ student tó bá wá síbí ṣe 20 hours. Má ṣe ọkọ ẹ lé.
She said our own is if you're a woman and you came here, do work 20 hours. That's the message she's passing out. Do at least part-time job. Okay? Don't buy the man, right? Don't kill the man. That's reasonable. That's really, really reasonable. Right? And it's highly unreasonable for any woman to have a plan before and then come and then say, no, I don't want to do that anymore. And then you go from, you don't want to do that anymore. Wait, there's a disconnect for me again. She doesn't want to work, but the person that's working to feed her, she wants to send her back to Nigeria. Something is missing there. Something is missing there. I'm just saying. What does she plan to do? How does she plan to make money? Are they giving them money in UK for school and she can live on that? Or she plan to marry another man and Japa with another man? Or somebody else is going to give her papers? Right? Now this type of woman that will do this kind of stuff, she's been married for 15 years? How?
How, Sway?
She's been married happily for 50 years. Is that what I'm hearing right now? I'm asking. She's been happily married for 15 years. Is that what we're claiming right now? We're running with that. And it's just been 1 year. And she decided to throw all of that, including her children, who still live with the grandma, away. These stories exist, but there's more to these stories, is my point. These stories They exist. These issues are happening everywhere, but there's more to it. Okay, there's a Bible scripture that I'm going to find. Okay, when you're going to have an opinion about this kind of cases, there's a level of wisdom that you need to apply. Okay, there's a level of wisdom that needs to go into addressing this kind of story. Okay, the reality is that there are people that are wicked enough to do crazy things like this. Okay, but the other side of reality is that there's always more to the stories. The idea that just people, a 15-year-old married person just woke up and decided to do you shaggy for no reason. What's the title today? Western marriages failures, our relationship doomed for no reason. That's the title today. That's the title today.
She said
it's not easy. You don't buy the man.
Easy. Really, a young, put away towards the family. No. Wait,
is she doing the 20 hours or not doing the 20 hours? I thought she said she doesn't want to work again. But I guess she's talking generally now. She's advising, don't because you only work 20 hours. And then you're putting that money in your own pocket. And you want to now expect to put all of this on your husband. You're going to buy that man. Because the work in this country is difficult, in the Western world. It's difficult. It's difficult than you work in Lagos. People, women, please, women. This is another woman begging you all right now. Okay, please save our brothers. Let the poor.
Let the poor breathe.
Ìgbéyàwó 15 years under 1 year nsìn ó ti wọ mí nítorí ọwọ́.
A 15 years marriage in 1 year is underwater. And it's all this woman's fault. And the man is now regretting that if he had known, had I known. And he's now saying, had I known, have I not taken the wrong step? 15 years later, just 1 year into your marriage in the Western world, in the Japas.
Positive. Positive.
So she now advised, just be positive and take it easy. He has to leave the town, remember? Positive with what? What is he going to do? Okay, she said earlier that she advised some things he can do, right? Oh, it's just be positive. Okay. She said, women, please. Because. She said, women, please, because when it's a man. So she tried to play even, right? Because when it's a man, right? We say our own, right? When a man is at fault. So now this woman is at fault. Let's talk to ourselves. She's saying that to women. Please don't buy your husband. When you have work, please do it and support your husband financially. Teamwork, teamwork, right? Makes sense. This Western world is not easy. It's not easy. Oh, some people are encouraging people, go and be a single parent. Go and they will give you money. Are they advising people like that somewhere? I'm sure somebody is advising. Ladies, are you advising each other like that? Go and become single lady. I'm sure it exists. I'm sure. Maybe indirectly. Misery loves company. Some people might be doing that indirectly. Nah. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
That's not what's going on with these stories. But let's continue.
It is disadvantages about daily. Aye lẹ́nu ni.
When the disadvantages come, when you become a single mother, you see shege.
O ò lè dá ṣe.
You can't do it all alone.
Aye lẹ́nu ó dẹ̀ lè dá ṣe, but ó kọ mọ́.
What I keep telling you, when it becomes a matter of survival, people will do all type of mad stuff, including if single mother looks like more peace of mind than being in a marriage, especially if it's been 16 years, and they suddenly have an option. What do you think human beings do? All of us, human beings. What will human beings do when it becomes a matter of survival? Even if it's wrong on paper, morally speaking, what would they do when they have to fight for their peace of mind? Whatever that looks like, even if they are wrong, even if you are right and they are wrong. What do human beings do? Tell me.
Well, you're right.
Okay. There's more to this story. Let's finish it.
Ọmọ wò pé ṣé nǹkan tó wá ṣe ṣó tẹ́ ẹ lọ́rùn. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká ti torí pé àtẹlẹ̀ lóyìnbó ká wá máa tẹlẹ̀ gàṣùgàṣù àwa obìnrin.
Don't, because you came to Western world and be acting like you're now above the law, above family, right? That's what
Especially torí àti gbọ́ pé ìlú obìnrin ni. Ẹ jẹ́ ká take it.
Because you've heard that it's women that rule in the Western world. Let's
Communication was so important. Jókòó tí ọkọ ẹ kẹjọ sọ̀rọ̀, kẹjọ sọkún náà, kẹ tó tẹ ọkọ létí o. Ọkọ àti
Communication is very important. Sit down and talk with your husband before.
ìyàwó tẹ bá ń gbọ́ látẹ̀kọ̀, ẹ sọkún náà kẹ tó tẹ ọkọ létí.
See, before you jump on a plane to come to the Western world, make sure you talk about these things before you leave Lagos, right? Let's just assume they never talked about anything. You know, they just came from Lagos, right? Please, there. Take it easy. Humble yourself. All of this is vanity upon vanity. Particularly, we're talking about women. And Obìnrin is talking to an Obìnrin. Right. There's nothing we're taking to heaven.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. If you're a man going through this, talk to people so that you can't be depressed. Brothers, let me talk to you for a second. If you're going through this, talk to other brothers. Okay. If you're talking to other brothers who have your similar experience, I'll be careful. Misery loves company. Okay? When you're going through something like this is how you feel. Your feelings are valid. If you're going through something like this, right? There is a high that you're going to have. There's a high that you're going to have. That high is not necessarily going to solve your problem. One of those highs that you're going to have, right, is going to kind of make you're going to enjoy talking about this more than you're actually finding a solution. Listen to what I just said carefully. You will enjoy talking about this more than actually finding solutions. And when I say solution, lasting solutions, not a short-term solution. See, what she just said, if you listen to it, you will feel good about yourself. At least somebody understood you, right? But a short-term solution, it doesn't solve your problem. And what I try to do here is I give you something that at least mid to long term will become an effective solution for you, than something that will just make you feel good right now. So for the rest of this conversation, you're probably not going to like what I'm going to say. Okay, but I'll try my best to add some empathy to this conversation. I'll try my best, okay? But there's more to this story. Come on, man. There's more to this story. Come on. There's more to this story.
Need depression, Korea or time, malo end up in the mental health institution. Take it easy. Look after your mental health. Have a good day.
All right. Great advice to end that. All right, so let me come to the chat really quickly, and then I will drop the link for anybody who wants to come and add son to the Gary. You heard that too. Let me see. What's the chat saying? Let's see. Okay, we went past that. Okay. Wait. It's still okay. I'm trying to come down to. I'm scrolling through the chat. Sorry. Right. Okay. Here we go. Chindima says she's on student visa. Let me drop the link already. Actually, just in case. I think somebody's already asking for it. All right. So Chidima says she's on student visa. Hobby is dependent. Yes. This is gonna be interesting. But Ben says this is gonna be interesting. I have a feeling how this is gonna end. Is that marriage is ended already? But Ben, the marriage ended already. Okay. He ended before he got the letter from Home Office. Let me give you news flash. That marriage ended before they left Nigeria. Is that news flash for all of you? Did somebody say something? Okay. That marriage was on life support before they left Nigeria. Okay. All right. She has listened to one side of the story and taken a side. Huh? This is not making sense. She has listened to one. You know. Let's see here. Oh no, that's horrible. People are still liquidating everything to study in the UK. That's terrible for this family. Oh yeah, they're doing it in droves. Like thousands right now. I don't know if you know. I think they slowed down on it. They changed something and they're still going though. It's still going. Oh yeah. This story reminds me of that story. Nato, I'll come to you in a second. This story reminds me of that story on Auntie B's channel where he went and slandered his wife and we found out he was dealing with her mercilessly. Yeah, I think I remember something like that. Yeah. It's been brewing from Niger Tete. Chinye was way ahead of me. Look at that. Oluobìnrin Auntie Esun Segbekan respectfully. Marriott, come on. Don't mind them. The wife is Cinderella level evil, while the man is innocent. I mean, that's the story she just told us, basically, right? The man is just a good man who is working, paying all his bills, and taking care of his wife. And one day he received a letter, and some days apart before or after, I don't know, the woman, this terrible, terrible, evil woman, called the police on this very innocent man. Imagine what that sounds like. Right? Oh, Lord. Ola, please tell us you have a story, Biko. No, I don't have the story. I don't have the story. The only conclusion I can make to you today is that there's more to the story. I don't have the story. All right? But she didn't mention name. Who is going to tell us who they are talking about? Because this story, there are men that feel this way are everywhere. Just so you know. Men that feel this way are everywhere. So we won't know who we are talking about. There are multiple men in their household right now dragging their wife for one reason or the other, right? And there are men who have gone through the other side of that. The woman is now showing him shaggy. And the woman probably doesn't feel like she's showing him shaggy because nobody is speaking yet. Remember, she's talking to Auntie on TikTok. So nobody will know whose story this is. So we're probably not going to get the other side of the story. You might just get another story at some point. But this is going to blow up in everybody's face at some point. And men will probably suffer the most for this. Okay? Because they are coconut heads and refuse to learn how these things work. Deeper than the surface level stupid stories they've been telling themselves. Okay? That's just that's how it's gonna happen, right? The least I can tell you is that evil woman, please stop being evil. Okay? I don't know if evil woman knows she's being evil. I don't know if evil woman admit to being evil. I don't know if an evil woman who has been considered evil, who has been collecting for 15 years, thinks she's evil. right? So I don't know what they want me to do with this type of stories. Of course, not my brother. Of course, I'm just talking in general for all these stories that are popping out of nowhere, right? If you won't tell us the full story, right, of how your marriage deteriorated to where it is, we can't help, right? The best you can get is some auntie who is sympathizing with you on TikTok. I'll tell you right now, the brothers can help you better. Because we'll call you out on your bullshit. We will. Unless I'm like you. Then our misery loves company. Then we will embrace each other, hug each other. Ah, brothers, you know, this woman are evil. Right? Probably called the police because he was whooping her ass. I won't say that yet. I just know there's more to why somebody will call the police on you. And it doesn't mean it's your fault, but you need to tell us the story. You need to tell us what happened there. This your literal translation, Mr. Ola Ogaju, Abi. If she said she hasn't heard the other side, she shouldn't be going in on her like that. She didn't go in, it's just the face, her facial expression that was going in on her. Her mouth said, I haven't heard the story, so I'm not a mediator. But her face tells us much, right? So that's the sympathy. But Ben says, Mr. Ola, I've seen women call police on men over here for no just reasons. Even if the reason is, but Ben, even if the reason is that I will show you shaggy, I am an evil person, that is a reason. But Ben, come on. Even if the reason is I am your evil witch today, and I will show you shaggy just because I am an evil witch, the evil witch becomes a reason. And I suspect the said husband is cheating. Maybe have another kid out of wedlock. I don't know. But there's more to the story. There's more to the story. Chia said, the story is not adding up at all. It's not. It's not. Ha! Nkombe. Maybe the woman came to UK and decided to get rid of the husband. You're going to see more and more of that. But for us to say it's for no reason.
Stop the cap.
Even if it's women are vindictive, and I'm generalizing, but women are much more vindictive than men from my personal experience. Not my personal experience in my life, as in like from what I've seen in my personal observations. But vindictive means somebody did something too, right? Aha. So 15 years is not a child's play. She's filling in the blanks because she doesn't have the other side of the story. Sound like Pastor Adeboye's interpreter right now. I am. Oh, I know. So I did a good job, right, with the translation. No true. We women, we love our families too much to throw it away for government cheese. Aha. That's the narrative, that women are throwing away family for government cheese. These women that are doing tech degrees everywhere, collecting degrees, some of those degrees are useless, granted. Some of them are extremely useful. Some of them are getting jobs better than some men, multiple 6 figures. Like, they want government cheese, so they will kick the family to the curb. That's the narrative.
Are you playing? What type of playing is this? This is playing.
That's the narrative right now. Okay. Tell them, how much is government paying that is worth the stress of single motherhood? Besides, you're not paid for being a single mom. Your income, married or single, qualifies you. If you don't change your car oil and decide to carry that car on a long journey, that car will Natu, I'm coming to you. That is a word. That car will disappoint you. Yeah, that is a word. No names. Even though this person gave her consent to tell the story, but no names. Auntie, that's a discombobulated idea. Want to get two to get two. Right? You didn't tell us a name. You were not protecting any. There was no reputation to protect, or what do you call it? Consent to, like, whatever she said. Mr. Allah, you should cut highlights of your show and post it on your YouTube channel to increase visibility. I think you should go back to the channel page, Marriott, after this, and go and see all the work and comment on 3 highlights that we've posted today earlier. But thank you, that's a good idea. We've been practicing that actually for the past few days. And yes, we've seen some changes in the numbers. Heavy, we're going in. In addition to, all right, let me just, let's, hold on 1 second. All right, there you go. Not to you on the stage now. In addition to her face, she was saying some slick things. Yeah, she was like, there's some digs, like, but I wanted to be nice to the Auntie Morenike and Raquel. I wanted to be nice to her, so, you know, because she explicitly, I have to go with her words and not dwell too much on her facial expression. The facial expression does indicate that she's taking sides already, with a story that's at best 1% of what actually happened. Not to talk to me, Jare. What do you think about this whole thing, so we can round off?
Something fishy going on.
Yeah, oh, well.
No, the math is not matching. It's not matching.
Yes,
It's not matching.
yeah.
You know what pains me is people coming, painting a narrative about an American abroad marriage, not American, sorry, abroad marriages, and saying that people are coming. Listen, if I move to a state where Ebo, that thing that they used to GUN, is allowed, if you are working where there are gangsters and you have a ball in your pocket, you know there's a way you will walk, because when anybody just say, you just bring it out.
Yeah.
You understand? So there's a high chance women are not saying anything in Nigeria because the system, there's no structure.
Yeah.
There is no structure to help when it comes to that. Even if you go to churches and complain to your pastor, he's gonna say just be patient with your husband, just be understanding. Pastors don't call couples together and talk to them and try to hear both sides and try to be a mediator, try to be a middleman, try to let them see options. And that's where sometimes couples run to family members, and then you end up seeing people taking sides, and then nobody wins at the end of the day, and the family just goes. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
For what I would say is, going abroad for some women is healing, is an escape route. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because there's structure. So you see, if anybody, I said from your show, I have learned. Everybody will say, oh, my partner just started changing, acting weird. I don't know why. Stop the cap.
Right.
Stop the cap. If it's not you, then you know, you have to know, or you have an idea what the problem is, if it's coming from somewhere. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So now them trying to paint this picture and this guy trying to be, even if the woman is high on dry shit, she will not call cops on you just like that.
Yeah, I know.
And I keep telling you, like, before, I never used to understand what's going on in marriage.
If she's sick in the head, that's what we'll be talking about today. That's what we'll be talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he should even be lucky she didn't do anything bad to him. She called the cops. You understand what I'm saying? What if he had done something bad to her? He's not here to tell the story.
Wait, did you say he should be lucky?
Yes. I'm sorry to say, if your spouse, if your partner called the cops on you, count yourself lucky. Because
that's true.
Will have done
it can get worse. It can get worse.
Yes. Yes.
Because we know what happened. We know what happened usually when the cops are called. We know what happened. Even let's go back to what Brother Ben said earlier. He said he knows some women that call the cops for no reason. If my woman call cops on me for no reason, listen to me carefully, gentlemen. I'm thinking my head. There's something that I didn't see that was happening. If that's my interpretation of what happened, like for no reason, there is something that's going on. What if he did the worst instead of calling the cops on me? Whatever she's feeling
Yeah.
that made her move mad to call cops for no reason. I'll thank my head that way. At least you called the police. You didn't dumbo me in the middle of the night.
Anything that your partner would do to get your attention, something is going on that you're not paying attention to, and they're calling your attention to it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
So, like I said earlier, if you have, and I gave that scenario earlier because our car, let my husband not hear me because I murdered our car. All right. So,
Is it the same car that I know?
yes.
You've been
Oh, so
murdering that
was
car
what
for a
happened.
while. You've been murdering that car for a while.
You know what happened to that car? I was looking at the oil change thingy. I was banking on the numbers on it. I never opened the bonnet to check if the oil was dry or anything. So I kept telling myself, oh, the numbers are not there yet for me to go change. And my husband doesn't drive the car. I drive the car all the time. He drives the car maybe once a month or once a 2 months. Once I have something to do, he doesn't drive the car. So what happened was that.
What's happened? Not you did it. I can't hear you anymore, by the way. Is it me? Can you guys hear her? I can't hear her anymore. I can't hear Natu anymore.
I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me now. Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, okay.
Yeah. So what happened was that the engine was leaking. I wasn't paying attention to it. Once I just check the tires, I just put the car. If I turn the car on, no engine light coming up, I just drive and be going. Do you understand? Until that day, that car did that thing. So
some cars will not give you warning.
So the oil was dry and the engine kept working without oil. So that's what happened to marriages. If you're supposed to do oil change,
the engine will knock.
Not doing it.
The engine
Don't wake
will
up
knock.
one day and come and tell us that your marriage just ended just like that. No, it wasn't just like that. Sir.
Yeah, you've been driving that car for straight 180 days. So I get it. You've been in that marriage. You've been in that marriage for 180 and 15 years. I get it. But the engine knocked.
Yeah.
Okay, the engine knocked. You're not going to turn around and tell us, oh, it's just the witch hunt. It's the village people.
I'm sorry.
No, okay, at least do the homework first before you tell us that. Like, do some assessments. Get the full story. Let them do some kind of diagnostic assessment, right? Before you come and tell us that, oh, these engines of these cars are just terrible. What? No.
And also if you see the body of the car, there's nothing wrong with it. You've seen the car now. If you see the body of the car, it's still looking clean.
Yeah, so just like many marriages.
Remember when I was telling you, I said there was nothing wrong with the car. My car is okay. Like, I don't know, just today. It wasn't just today. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Just like many marriages. It looks good on the outside, but you don't know what's going on the inside. There are two human. Now we're talking about double engines, right? And you never know what is going on inside of that situation. You know, I'm not a big fan of some of these analogies, but that works for me today, because honestly, there's a lot of people acting like that. They don't do any type of assessment of what is going on with their relationship. They first of all, they lack discernment spirit. They don't pay attention to their spouses on both sides, right? They don't pay attention. They don't care. Okay. Oftentimes not because they don't want to care. Life is like that. Life can get you busy. See finish can get you in a position where you haven't paid attention to your spouse for a long time, and in your mind you're like, oh, we celebrated 7 years, we did 8 years. Well, it's been 11 years, right? And then you change the environment one day, and that environment is conducive for that person to say, enough is enough, right? Am I making assumptions here?
Yep.
No,
you're not.
This is how it works. Because now we're saying the possibility, right? Something happened. It could be as simple as she went mad. She's crazy. You're right.
Something has been happening.
Okay.
No.
It could be as simple as mental health issue for this woman. She's Osenwe. Okay. But don't come and tell me that she just like, oh, just for no reason. Like, no. Have you taken the time to assess what's going on? Right? Yeah, you change the environment. You're right. In the Western world, people have options, or seemingly have options. Oftentimes, they will exercise the option before they realize it's not necessarily better. But you just lost your family already. Now, in terms of what she said, she kept saying, before you leave Nigeria, I don't think people plan to leave Nigeria to come and dump their husband. I don't think so.
And
That
but let me
sounds-
also explain something, right? Because
Yeah.
you know, I got married and my husband moved here. I think from the stories from people that belong to the same group like us that we've been hearing, people have expectations. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And another thing that affects marriages is communication. So the husband has expectation because they hear that abroad, bills are being shared 50-50. That's the narrative that is out there.
Right.
So
Oh,
when you
thank you for
hear-
bringing that up.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing that up.
So they have that assumption that it's 50-50, but and they assume that their partner knows. So when they get here and now they're putting in everything and their partner is not giving their own bit of the bills, then it becomes a problem for them. Like, okay, this person is not acting this way. And like Pastor Mildred will always say,
Right.
she's like, don't assume, especially with men. Like, you have to communicate.
You have
Don't
to
just
speak.
think
You have to
that,
speak
okay,
up. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Remember yesterday on that on the show, I talked about the lady who said be quiet. I said, well, some people need to speak up more. No, I don't want to make that an absolute advice, you know. But yes.
yeah.
Okay. So expectations
So when
and
they have
pride.
that, yeah, when they have that expectation and they don't communicate with you, that they just have the assumption in their head that this is what is expected. And so when they get here, when it's not going that way, it starts affecting the way they communicate with each other. They start having, like, they start keeping to themselves, and then resentment kicks in,
Right.
and then the marriage start breaking down. And before you know it, it collapses.
So what you're saying is that women should not make assumptions that you
Yes.
know that the man
Couples
knows
should not
what,
make
because
assumptions, but
men have a hard
especially
time
women.
reading minds. Yeah.
Yeah, so let me also explain something, right? When we were growing up, our mothers did a lot of stuff in the house to help our fathers.
They
Do you
did.
understand
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like obvious with our fathers.
not
saying,
written
"Bring
down."
your own beat." No,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, it's not. But this Gen Z have like a different idea of what marriage should be. Do you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? And so now they're assuming, for me, I didn't grow up seeing that. So I don't want to assume that I'm going to get married and be 50-50. If that's the idea that my husband has and he communicates that to me, it's up to me to decide if I don't want
If
it.
you want that or
But
not.
exactly. But if as a man, you're like, you know what, she know how abroad be now. I will suppose juggle together, blah, blah, blah. So if she is a student and she feels that working will not make life easy for her, she's supposed to communicate to her partner. Like, I cannot do this school and go work. So
Right.
how are we going to do it? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I didn't grow
Right.
up like that. I didn't have that idea. If my husband has that idea, he has to like say, okay, this is what idea I have. My husband is a very good communicator. So he's gonna say, this is the idea that I have. Do you understand?
Right.
So I'm not gonna assume now that this guy wants me to bring something up and he has not said anything. I didn't grow up seeing that. And one thing that I've grew up seeing that I've implemented, my mom has been my father's biggest backup plan.
Right.
When I'm in backup plan, she always has
And that's the
something.
and that's the divine definition. It's called the helpmeet, right?
Yes.
It's like I know you have my back, right?
Right. Right.
In reality, how it plays out is that you don't submit your money to me, but you have so many expenses that you take care of that you never ask me about.
Yes.
There's so many, like, if you see me wearing anything for the past minimum 7 years, that's just when I started keeping track. It's probably much longer. If you see me wearing it, it's my wife. I'm just being honest with you.
So you gotta be like, I don't want it. I don't like this one you're wearing. Change it.
In terms of just buying it, I'm talking about even acquiring it. She's the one. We have a party coming up now this weekend, which is why we don't have a show on December 2nd. I'm not thinking about it, but she's already thinking about it
Because it's taken care of.
It's taken care of. She's the one because she actually doesn't want me to look a certain type of way too, because she counts on me.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna look ratchet, But the point here is that that's the dynamic of a situation where it's following the divine order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
equal playing thing, you write everything on paper, it's not realistic.
You will
when we're
not
talking
win.
about
You will
home.
not even win. Bro, you will not win.
It's not.
Like,
Nobody,
you know,
because hold on,
we sat there, we're making analysis, right?
hold
We're
on one
making
second. Sorry.
analysis. Go ahead.
before I forget this train of thought, right? She mentioned something, support your husband, right? When a woman is not supporting her husband, right? The question is why?
Yeah.
That person is not supporting for a reason. Your
That's
instruction is not going to change that right now.
That's right.
Gentlemen, another auntie telling your wife to support your husband is not going to change it. You need to find out why she's not naturally already supporting you. You need to do that homework. You need to find out why. It doesn't mean you're not doing what you're supposed to do. But let's start with you haven't found out why. That is a thing you're supposed to do that you haven't done. Find out why this woman does not feel safe enough. She won't come and submit her paycheck to you. If you feel the need to ask her to submit her paycheck, it's going to backfire because she already doesn't feel like if she's spending so much money, you will see it's visible. The woman make the home. You can tell. You won't have to ask. If things are so bad that you have to ask, there are deeper reasons than somebody just want to hurt you. They're probably trying to protect themselves from something. Maybe you, maybe not you. We can't make that assumption until we've assessed your situation. Generalizing and just dragging everybody across this story, it cannot work. It cannot work. That's all I'm trying to say. But go ahead, Natu, then I'm bringing Brother Ben up.
So we're making analysis, right?
Yes.
Like me and my siblings, we're talking about how our mom was like pulling up for our dad, and we now said that. Do you know that dad hardly buy clothes for us growing up, and we're always looking like
Right.
pink everywhere. Event, the major events that he buys clothes are like Christmas and birthdays, but throughout the year,
Throughout the
underwear,
course of the year,
sandals, everything is her. So when I was like, imagine how much he's spending on 5 children. And my mom was just tearing her. She's like, what brought this analysis? We're like, wow. Now, until everybody started having kids, they now understood what that woman was going through at that time. But at that time, they're going to say, you're not paying the bills, you're not doing anything. She's taking care of 5 kids.
Yeah.
My first marriage lesson that my mother taught me was when I was 8 years old. Both my parents work with the government. So my dad wasn't paid for a minute, I think 2 months or 3 months. And one day he was going out and she said, you're going out. I told he, so he gives her money to buy food stuff monthly. So she was like, you're going out. I told you there's no food stuff in the house. But my dad always counts on my mom to come up with something. And he was upset because he wasn't having money and she's still stressing. And he said, I told you I don't have money. Now, where do you want me to get it from? And the guy just went out. So my mom now made our local food. And the first thing she said was, go and bring your father's plate. I said, what did you say? She said, bring your daddy's plate. I said, why? I said, this is how he talked to you when he was going out. So she said, go and bring the plate. When I brought, she said, sit down. She said, your job as a woman is to be a helpmate. She said, as you can see, your dad has not been paid for almost 3 months. He's stressed out. Everybody's stressed out. So you need to understand that he's not, now he's trying to figure out how we're going to survive.
Right.
And I'm still asking him, that's why. So that was my first lesson at 8 years old.
Right.
That was my first lesson. Do you
Awesome.
understand? So
Yeah.
the thing is that women are doing a lot that people don't see just because you don't write it. And like you said earlier, if you're saying that the woman is not helping, now the question is, why is she not helping?
Why
What
is
has
she
been
not
happening?
helping?
Yeah, we're not stupid.
You don't jump to the
We're not-
instruction, help your
Yeah,
husband. That's not going to help.
If I have been helping before and you're not appreciative, I'll withdraw subsidies. I'm going to withdraw subsidy with my
Yeah.
full chest. With my full chest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have a friend that's a Muslim. Her husband, she's always been helping the guy, and then he went to marry Sakoma. She withdrew subsidy. The guy almost fight. He was like, she's not nice anymore. She's not helping. She said, okay, you have money to marry Sakoma. What subsidy do you need from me again? You're fine without the subsidy. You don't need me. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Let me bring Brother Ben. Brother Ben, how far, my guy?
Hey, Mr. Ola, how you doing now?
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Sister Natu, how you doing?
Not today here. Oh, she don't mute.
I'm doing well, sir.
Okay. Oh, good evening, my sister. Yeah, I was
Brother Ben,
hearing-
before you go, do you remember this story? Did you follow this story when it happened? On the screen. The story on the screen. Biro and Osas.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Ah, okay. They are also Japa situation. But I think she was born here. I think she was born here, stuff. But yeah, go
know,
ahead.
Mr.
Go ahead.
Ola, Mr. Ola, you see this Japa marriage casala. He get us to be my brother. Every story is unique. Each story is different from one couple to the other. And I
Exactly.
think the people in UK, their own marriage wahala and Japa, it's even more scary than what is happening here in US. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
because sometimes when those people in UK act, it's almost as if like they are in Nigeria. Yeah, I'm sorry, because that's just how I feel about it.
This is you
Now,
shaming UK people, just so you know.
no, I'm not shaming UK people. I'm just expressing my own perception of the way UK matter they be. You know, our
Are
own
you
here.
saying they act like villagers in UK? Is that what you're saying
No,
here?
no. Far
Okay.
from it. On the contrary, I'm saying that they are like maybe overexposed. Should I put it that way?
Right.
It's like they no send. If you say you get craze, they're ready to show you craze. Most of the marriage problems that I've come across from UK, it's always as if they are sworn enemies at war.
Of these marriages out there.
Yeah, that's what I just mean. You know,
Right.
because I know, and like in Nigeria, right? I live and grew up in Lagos, and some of the behavior that I've noticed with people in UK.
Did you grow up in
is,
Lagos?
Yeah, I grew
Why
up
you
in
keep
Lagos.
claiming Ondo? You're not Ondo person now.
Make I
You're
deny
letting
my
Auntie
origin.
B. You're letting Auntie B get away with calling you Ondo man. Ondo
I'm
is far.
I'm proud of my origin, my brother. I'm so proud of my origin, bro.
That's what's up. Yep.
So, but I grew up in Lagos, like almost most of my, I think from age, I came to Lagos 3 years old. I went back to Ondo at the age of, I think between 10 to 14. And then I came back to Lagos, and I've been in Lagos till I came to US. So I just visit Ondo and come back.
Gotcha.
So some of the characters that I've noticed with UK people is typical of what you see in Lagos, Nigeria. So that's just what I mean when I say that you get how UK people matter be, you know? Like in Lagos, if you they treat your woman anyhow, the day the woman go enter craze, she no go just say your father, she go do you anyhow too. So, and I think UK women act like that mostly.
Right.
And then the men too. When you were playing what that auntie was saying, did she say she's therapist or counselor herself?
Yeah, go differ. My man, on mental health. Well, many of them don't know what they're talking about. They just know theory. But how this plays out in real life is a struggle for for majority of them, as a matter of fact, especially when they are mental health workers and stuff. They follow assessment and check at work. They don't know.
My brother,
they don't really have.
Yeah, as you was talking, the energy I'm getting is like that man did something. That's just my take. We didn't hear the other side of the
yes.
story. But I have the feeling that when it comes to women usually sending their husband back from UK, this type of story I've had, like I've even lost count. Plenty people where I know, those one that I saw online, plenty where the wife would just remove visa from the husband Yash when they will kick and go back to Nigeria, especially these students. Sponsor dependent visa and all that. So, but most cases when that happens, what usually occurs is that the man either had a woman somewhere back at home.
Something has happened.
The wife may not find out till they go to UK.
Right.
And then when the man is in UK, now working, the man starts sending money into 2 accounts. You know, and because such man now become a man who is kind of like taking care of 2 families. So he's working the money no they reach and all that, and then before you know it, the wife finds out, and she'll be like, what I put here TV. Walo she ori buruku ye, you go finish her for Lagos.
Because but like I said earlier, women, from my observations, are more vindictive than men. So
Exactly,
when the payback is coming, sometimes the payback you're getting is something that happened years ago. You thought you were forgiven.
No.
You thought you were forgiven. You thought you thought this is over. So when they even want to, like Natu just said, that's why they advise women to express themselves more, because a lot of it is internal, right?
Yeah.
And when you now start to collect, and you're now like, you don't know what happened, and a woman that you brought to the America to her, she's probably looking at you like she has all these different levers that she can pull and show you shege. But you're not telling us the rest of the story. So let me even back off a little bit, but Ben, before you continue. Maybe you don't know what you did. But part of the things you are doing is that you don't realize that it's possible you've done something that you're not aware. That right there is another problem. That's another problem. This is why you run around and say, for no reason, not you, of course, but I'm talking in general.
I know.
Right? In general. And there's fewer people that are saying that, and more people are saying, well, they're being evil. By the way, on the woman's side, there's also a bunch of people running around talking about people just want to be evil. Like, no. Most of these people lack game. They don't know what they're doing. They are winging things along. They enter marriage it's just the next thing to do. So when it's time to actually do something, they're surprised, like, wait, we could just live like we've always lived, happily ever after. No, the other person has been suffering in silence for 15 years. So the longer you tell me that you found out about the surprise, the longer that person has been suffering, literally.
Yes.
Continue, Brother Ben. Sorry to cut you out there.
Yeah, no, you didn't come here. It's part of the discussion. So I've seen cases like that when the man did something wrong and then the wife paid back, or the man might actually don't do anything wrong, but when he got to UK, things just don't work out between both of them, because it goes both ways. I've also seen cases of women who got to UK and they just turn out to be lazy. For instance, this care work that people do when they first migrated.
Right.
Care work is not.
Some people don't want to do that.
No. I can even use myself as an example. When I came to US, I joke with my wife a lot about this too. I used to tell my wife that, thank God I did not work in one facility here in Austin. That facility is where I'm currently working now as a nurse, but many Nigerians, when they come over, that is the facility where they work, to start from the grassroots.
Okay.
And it's still the same care job, okay? It's still the same CNA package kind of. So I used to tell my wife that I thank God that I didn't get to work in that facility, because I would have gone back to Nigeria.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
because the work is too much.
It's not the work. I just can't stand changing brief, wiping people and all that.
Okay. You can't do that job.
Yeah,
but you can do other things now.
Nigeria. Of course, this is not something you do in Nigeria, So I'm just saying it. A lot of Nigeria, when they travel like that, and the alternative they have is to go and do care jobs. Some people can't stand
because it's easy to do those jobs. You can get those jobs faster. Obviously, because nobody wants to do them. Yeah,
those are the jobs that even pays more better.
Right.
I could remember when over here, some people who works in the bank, they don't make as much as CNAs. You should know that, Mr. Ola.
Right.
People who work in the bank here in Austin, for instance, they get paid maybe $11, $12. Maybe they just increase it to $13 now. And you have CNAs making as high as $18, $20 in some facilities. So there are just some people who can't do that. So these people that go to UK for studying, and when they are leaving Nigeria, they are all motivated, inspired. About the UK, we go hustle now. Money go there. So by the time they got to UK now, First and foremost, you are living in a very small space compared to where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Then there is cold. Then there is this job where you have to go and help people, and then these are the kind of job that we consider the lowest of the lowest class of job in. I don't even see people doing it in Nigeria. So maybe they've started doing it now. So the wife might decide that, you know what, I can't do this. You go and work. Let me face the study. You know,
Yeah.
when I finish the study, I will take care of things. So I'm just saying that I don't want to go by all the story the auntie was saying. It might just be that they got to UK, the wife just feel like, you know, you are the man, just take care of the whole thing. Let me do my lay. When I study finish, I go do my part. And the man, you know how it be. If the man walks and the man feel like iṣẹ́ máa pa mí ni mo kàn ń ṣe 16. The man might decide that he can't cope.
Yeah, but he clearly doesn't want to go back.
The man?
Yeah, he doesn't want to go back.
Well, that's his own problem. I'm sorry to say.
He doesn't want to go back, obviously.
Mr. La, we're different. I was gonna do a program on this Japa thing, just because my hands were tied today. I've always been in the opinion that a lot of people who judge Japa in Nigeria, they don't really, I don't know, maybe they can't get somebody to sit them down and tell them the basic truth about
You know what?
abroad.
You must have missed the beginning of this show. I know the advice person on that one. No, you know why? They will say I'm speaking from a place of privilege.
Okay.
So, motiri àwọn ìyà tí ìyà ti jẹ. I've seen people that are seeing skyscraper and they can't drink water. You know, I've seen person where water they run, light, full 24/7. They don't have the shame. You know, they have to hop from one place to the other, and you know, I've seen person go gather money. They even lend that money. Okay, here is 20K. Go and do the paper. Go and find someone to do the paper. They lost all that money. There are horror stories, you know. But I'm not telling the person that want to japa this story, yo. I'm not.
We have to. You know, who want here make it here? Who don't want to make no here? Because okay, look at this situation on ground now. Why would somebody agree in this time and age? Why would you agree with a woman that when we reach, we go work, we go pay back? As I did like this, so maybe because I say I dey roll with Igbo, like I'm a fisi paper.
In fact, let me say it to you, but Ben, you're speaking from a place of privilege. Tí a bá jẹ orí èèyàn Nigeria. If you suffer for Nigeria, any way out of Nigeria, even if they told you it's Benin Republic we are going, you won't go.
Well,
even if it's
we have different
people are
mindsets,
driving across. No, it's not that. That's what Natu tried to say yesterday. When it comes down to survivor.
Oh, Mr. Ola, don't look at it that way, my brother.
No, it's not
mindset.
No,
everybody
no. I disagree.
Oh,
I disagree. Across the board, if survivor enter that place, you can say survivor for everybody's level is different. You can say that. Maybe that's what you're trying to say. But for you too, like the rest of us, if survivor kicks in, there's certain things you're not proud, you don't know you will do right now, you will do.
No, it's understandable. I get where you're going.
That's all
Mr.
I'm
Ola.
saying.
What I'm saying is, when it comes to the issue of man and woman, Mr. Ola, we did different too. People approach things differently.
No, but we're not talking about man woman now. We're talking about somebody japa. You were talking about japa now.
Is this not the people who japa and the wife go remove your paper for Inyash we talk about? That you played the video that the woman was
that's some of the, again, when you change, we've had this conversation before, when you change context, right? You change environment, you change religion, you change anything that's significant that affects people's identity, sense of identity.
Yep.
Gentlemen, you need to understand that something will shake up. And when I say something will shake up, it's not positive. So if you're not prepared for this reality, if you catch you by shock, right? The change is inevitable. If you change environment, you literally, even if you go to Ghana right now, if you move your family to Ghana, some things will change, that will change your reality, that will shake your world up. Particularly your marriage we're talking about right now. And what do you do with that? You just say, hey, calm down, stay cool, stay calm. Let's understand what's going on. You don't run around the internet street talking about your woman is evil. That's going to get worse. Like, it's no surprise to me why it's getting worse. You see what I'm saying? It's no surprise to me. So it's not only women that change when they come to Japa. Men change because you suddenly found out that you're going to eat from the freezer. There's certain attitudes that comes from with that. Especially if you've been used to relaxing and you know, she now come back from a 12-hour shift of doing CNN.
Relaxing and taking care of.
Something will shake now. So if you don't have wiggle room, if you're not open-minded, at least small, because if you're open-minded, you will still get what you want, but you will be coming from a place of understanding. But if you try to use this coconut head of a pride thing, could it work? It can't work now. It cannot work. It can't work. You know, and I'm not saying that's what happened there. There's two things that happened, that possibly happened here. That woman is mad, which is what everybody's saying. Okay? That's the first thing that could have happened. The second thing that happened is more likely of what happened. Okay? That relationship was not as strong as they thought it was. That marriage was not as strong as he thought it was. So all it took is to enter one pressure zone like that, and everything is shaking up and everything is dropping off. That's the other possibility. It's more likely is the other possibility. Because if you tell me it's the other one,
they don't know that the marriage is not strong. They know.
But we patch
it. Will change it.
We patch things now. In Nigeria, if you just understand as a default, the way marriages work in Nigeria is definitely different across the board in general, right? So, the dynamics in general, it's not that one person's at fault or the other. It's just the dynamics is different because the lifestyle is different. You should expect that it's different. So if you're not at least open-minded when you're moving, when you're coming into that new world, especially knowing that somebody's working 20 hours, somebody's working 40 hours, because what the accusations she makes are very clear. She said this lady is sending her own, she said indirectly, she's keeping her own money. The 20 hours money she's making, she's keeping it. She sent money. She's the one who handle money to send Nigeria, and she will have people who keep one to the side in Nigeria, right? That issue is deeper than Japa marriage now. That's a marriage they weren't on the same page. They're not on the same page.
Let me tell you a quick story that happened here.
Yeah.
So someone, they met here, they got married here. And they were having issues. They had 2 kids. They were having issues, and then the husband started talking to somebody in Nigeria. And
he started talking to someone in Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay.
I started sending the person money.
Oh, I started sending that person money.
Yes, and then even taking loan against the house without the wife consent because the person wants to move to Canada. So what had happened was that the wife found out. She confronted him, and they got into an argument, and she called the cops. And now, yes, and his auntie said, oh, at least he didn't bring the person to the house for you.
All right, thank you.
You understand that? So people that have known them before be like, oh, you people, they're always cute, they don't have any problem. You shouldn't have called the cops. Your husband is not a bad person. I've never had people have issues. But look at that. Taking loan against our house to give a woman. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So there's some extreme stories out there. When you start to hear the two sides of the story, you will finally find out. My own thing is that when I assess one side of the story, if you notice, I always say, tell us the rest of the story. You know. And I know that most people are incapable of doing that, but hey, tell us
the story of that lady. Just the story that lady said that the wife left the guy at the airport until the wife came out and gave a whole full scoop of what had happened, and nobody could talk again.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So, and people were already calling her names for about at the airport. Why did you let him come? Da 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 da. But like you said, women are very vindictive. They feel
Yeah.
like I'm gonna let him come here, and then when like he gets here, I'm gonna let
Right.
him down, and he find
Right.
his bearing.
Yeah. If a woman did that to you, you're right. She's evil. Okay. You married an evil woman. What are you gonna do about that?
And you're evil too for marrying an evil woman. Hello.
You attracted an evil woman. What do you want to do about it?
Sister Natu. I beg, I don't want to laugh.
Robert, my pastor says it all the time. He will like, if you're telling me that your partner is bad, there's something bad about you too because you married the person.
Because I can't do anything about it. But I bet cannot do anything. That auntie Morenike cannot do anything about it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about your evil woman? Your
What
evil woman.
about you attracted an evil woman? That means that you've been going to a secret society meeting and that's where you met her. Even though how did you meet her? There's something.
You know. So I call cap on everybody. I try my best to call cap and as I see it, but it is what it is. But give me your last words, lady and gentlemen, so we can round up. I have to round up under 3 hours.
Oh sure. 3 hours to be, oh my god.
I know.
Like we said, in a nutshell, something has been going on. The house doesn't fall down overnight. Something has been happening to the foundation, has been eating it up, and when you don't take care of it, it's gonna come down. If you decide to buy a new car and think that the car doesn't need to be checked and you can drive it for 3 years without checking, that's on you. You're gonna wake up one day and not have a car. If your tire is flat, if your tire there's no air on your tire, decide to drive it. By the time you get to your destination, you're gonna lose the tire, you're gonna lose the rim. Because now you've destroyed the rim by driving without air in your tire. So that's how it is. So people should stop acting oblivious.
Another good analogy.
I don't know how this happened. Yeah, because I've done that before.
I bet you have. Apa.
Yes, I have. Yes, and my rim, I have to buy a new rim, $300. So, and I was there acting surprised, like, what happened to my rim? What else? Sis, you drove that thing for 2 months. What were you?
And those things are expensive too. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people should stop acting oblivious. Leave abroad marriages alone. They have nothing to do with your marriage. If you get to abroad and your marriage ended, something was wrong with your marriage in the first place. Okay? If you don't know how to read and you come abroad, don't expect to know how to read overnight, sir. You don't know how to read from Nigeria. Don't come here and be acting like Nigeria reading is different from abroad reading. No, it's the same thing.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. But God will help us. And thank you for what you're doing, for shedding light to all this situation and educating us.
Thank you so much,
We can't have it any other way. So thank you.
I appreciate you, Natu. Thank you so much. See you soon. All right. Brother Ben, I have you here, brother.
Oh, I'm just enjoying Sister Natu. She's cracking me up there.
That tire thing, you see how akpa that is? You see how destructive that is to drive with a car that has no air in the tires?
I'm telling you. See, my brother, the thing is, as far as abroad marriage is concerned, I think until couples realize that when they are abroad, it's just both of them alone first. Any other person, they are secondary. We were always going to end up with stories like this.
Yeah.
Okay? And so far, couples refuse to communicate and at the same time work towards the same goal. Like when you have an agreement with your partner, if you both say, okay, this is what we're going to do for the next 3 years, both man and woman have to stick to that plan. I'm that kind of person myself. If we have a plan that this is what we're doing for the next 4 years, that's what we're doing for the next 4 years. And if my partner in midway she started doing something else, then we're going to have a big crash. So I'm just advising from my point of view that as far as this abroad is concerned, a lot of people that I've seen, a lot of couples that I've seen who are successful in abroad, they work together and they stick to their plan.
Right.
And for men, for men, my gender. They talk them, and I will say it again. You cannot cheat on your woman and expect to go scot-free, especially in this abroad. So, because this case we just look at now, I see either cheating or hidden relationship written all over it. That's just my take. I don't think the woman just wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm
sending you back to Lagos.
I am not doing nothing, and I'm going to the home office and tell them that, you know, I don't want you again. Then they send you letter and kick you. But you feel me? So
right.
I have a hunch that there is something bigger around it. And for me, most women, when I see where we say, well, they close eye for man like this, they close eye, pata, like cheating, no. So that might take my brother.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro.
Welcome, Baba.
We'll talk soon. All right. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Very simple question. Okay. That's a good advice that he just gave. Both of you be on the same page. Let me ask you a question right now with this one. If you find yourself in a situation where your partner has derailed, at least from your place of feeling, the partner have derailed from what you agree upon, what are you going to do about that? Because that's when the real crisis comes in. What are you going to do about that? I'm going to leave you with that question, then we'll talk about this another day. But that's the real question that we must answer. That's when crisis comes in. You plan something with your partner, and they've decided to go another entire route. And in fact, you are this man that they were talking about. You didn't see it coming. What would you do about that situation? Because remember, right now, you're not going to be able to preach to your spouse because you're preaching to the choir. They've decided to go a separate direction completely. What are you going to do about that? That's my questions for that, okay? Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on tomorrow. Take care. Peace.
Beautiful girl, sparkling night, killing time. I find a beautiful girl. It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.